Introducing Be Heavenly, where nature meets purity. Our 100% natural virgin cold-pressed oils are a blend of goodness and flavor. From coconut to sunflower, brown nut to sesame, safflower to mustard, we've got your culinary needs covered. Elevate your dishes with the essence of nature. Be Heavenly. Taste the difference today.
Hello and welcome to Dr. VGP Talk Show. Hello and welcome to Dr. VGP Talk Show that reaches 42 million households across the globe, including 2 million households across America. Today we are in Bangalore city on the lush lawns where we are featuring you a personality par excellence, a retired IAS bureaucrat who has served the government of Karnataka as the additional Chief Secretary Industries, the additional Chief Secretary in Agriculture, the Principal Secretary and the CEO of the Bangalore Development Authority, and several important positions. Today he has dedicated his life to continuing serving the people, not only of Karnataka, but of India and the Indian diaspora through his innovative initiatives, which includes the Gandhi CMR Public School, which brings a healthy balance between spiritual values, digital education, value-based and eco-sustainability, one of its kind of schools in Bangalore. Meet Dr. Raj Kumar Khatri, IAS retired, who's now becoming an expert in organic agriculture, in industrial investment and digital education for the healthy you. Hello and welcome to Dr. VGP Talk Show that reaches 42 million households, including 2 million across America. Today we have a very unique guest. Most of you all would have heard of India's civil service, the most sought after, as called as IAS, the Indian Administrative Service. They are the pillar of bureaucracy which runs the wheels of government, be it the federal government or union government or the state governments. And they are responsible for transforming India since independence 1947. Most of you would have heard of MBBS graduates and IIT graduates and IIM graduates writing the Union Civil Service exam to become an IAS officer. We have one such powerful personality today with us on Dr. VGP Talk Show. Dr. Raj Kumar Khatri, born in Delhi, did his MBBS from Delhi, did his Masters from UK Birmingham School. Welcome, Dr. Raj Kumar Khatri, IAS, to Dr. VGP Talk Show.
Thank you, Dr. Vijay.
Thank you so much for joining us on this talk show. I know you're a highly decorated, distinguished civil servant of the government of Karnataka, having served in key positions as Additional Chief Secretary of Industries, Additional Chief Secretary of Agriculture for the government of Karnataka. Now, in his post-retirement, Dr. Khatri is making waves. Sir, please tell us about your early childhood and your education.
Vijay, to begin with, I must thank you that you are having me on your talk show because it's an honor for me. I admire you for your zeal for the community service, and my own understanding of community service has deepened after meeting you.
So, it's so kind of you, sir. It's humbling me, your words coming from such a great bureaucrat who has held the helms of being the Chief Secretary for the state of Karnataka in so many positions. Thank you so much. It's people like you and our viewers who drive me and the passion. And we're here today in Karnataka, Bangalore, to find out the glimpses about what happens in an administrator's life. Tell us a day in your life, Dr. Khatri, as an IAS officer.
To begin with, when the initial 10 years of the service, an IAS officer spends in the district and sub-district level, working as assistant commissioner or the deputy commissioners, where it is more of a geographical unit that you command, and many of the issues pertaining to land revenue administration, pertaining to law and order, as well as some of the development issues come across your day. In the middle part of the career, that is in the second decade, an officer serves as the director or the commissioner for various departments like education or industries. And in the third decade and post-third decade, it is more of the role as the secretary, principal secretary, or the additional chief secretary and chief secretary, or the secretary to Government of India.
All these three different levels, Dr. Khatri, where did you have the maximum impact on the people? Was it the district collector level, or you call it in Karnataka, what do you call district magistrate?
Deputy commissioner. And
deputy commissioner is called or commissioner?
Yeah, district magistrate is a common term throughout India.
Yes,
it is
district collector.
Some states it is called as deputy commissioner, and some states it's called as collector. And if I think my memory serves me right, where the British rule was there directly, and it was not a tie-up with the principalities, it is called as collector.
Collector, yes.
Because the land revenue collection was the main job.
Yes, correct. Yeah. So where did you have, you have served as a deputy commissioner / collector, you have served as a HOD principal secretary, you have been head of a department, and you retired as the additional chief secretary.
Yes.
In which one of these levels of government did you have the direct impact where you had the satisfaction of getting things done, the maximum? I mean, in every level, you definitely had, but which one gave you the maximum satisfaction?
Well, I can recollect many instances where, it was very satisfying as a deputy commissioner, because you are directly in touch with the people for most of your period that you spend there. However, I made it a practice that at least 40% to 50% of my time, even when I was secretary or commissioner, is spent on the field.
Fantastic. You're a grassroots level officer. And I think the main thing as a deputy commissioner collector, you're able to redress the grievance immediately on the spot because you have the powers given to you.
Yes, Vijay, it is possible. But I would say even at the later postings, you can do that. I'll recall to you one of my posting as the BDA commissioner, that is Bangalore Development Commissioner.
BDA, Bangalore Development Authority Commissioner, that's the most prestigious post every IAS officer would like to be at.
So I used to conduct the public meetings at various parts of Bangalore. And when I found in one of the meetings that a dumb and deaf couple had come, whose lands were acquired for making the sites for BDA. And they had been coming to the office for long, and they were eligible for getting 9,600 square feet of land. That is a developed site land. And nothing prevented me to grant that land on the spot. So the kind of satisfaction that you get by serving the poor and the powerless people is great. So the satisfaction can be drawn at any level of the service.
How competitive is it today to get into the IAS?
Oh yes, it's a very competitive exam, and 3 stages one has to clear in one go. That is the preliminary exam, and then the mains exam and the interview. And close to 8 to 9, 100,000 people sit, and you get only 1,500 or so.
My God, that's incredible. In all your career, Dr. Khatri ji, being a physician, did it help you to have more compassion? How would you differentiate yourself from an economic graduate, or it made no difference at all because you'll have your Masuri training at the Lal Bahadur Shastri Institute?
Indeed, being a doctor gives you the edge that you have empathy and passion for serving the people. And that helped me to come close to people, understand their real pain points, and then direct my efforts towards it.
See, now that you have retired, you have served in the top positions, you can sit back and look at your career. We hear so much of the IAS officers are now tools under the ministers, respective ministers. There's pressure, political pressure, while you make your decision. What is your take on it?
Well, when you work with the political system, naturally you have to take into account what is the policy of the government. But the implementation part of it, the setup gives you a very clear mandate, as well as the job is well charted out. And very carefully you have to balance the two. And you have to see...
You have to be sensitive to the minister's interest, his constituents, and as well as the government policy, and have a healthy balance, I would say.
And there I would say that from the British bureaucracy, you know, when you have to say no, you have to be extra polite.
Yes. That's very interesting and enlightening. Now, you have been known, you have just had I would say, a flawless continuum of your services to the people in your post-retirement. I would say you're so vibrant, and it looks like you're still serving the people through various means. You and your wife set up a school. Tell us about the school which you set up, and how is it different from other schools?
Yeah, primarily it is my wife, Mrs. Punita Khatri, who is the managing trustee of CMR Gandhi Public School, which is located in Bangalore. And our focus is, along with the digital literacy that is required for each child today, there should be value-based education. There should be a connect to the nature.
Now, when you say value-based education today, we find that a very loosely used term by all educationists, community activists. Could you define what is value-based education for our viewers?
See, I would say the 2 basic pillars of it. One, that you have respect for the parents, for the family they are born in, the country and the community. You should be thankful to the God. You should have the feeling of gratitude and empathy. These are the basic values. And on the other side, you should be able to diagnose a situation based on your facts and take a decision and be a good citizen, a global citizen.
So the school education that your CMR Gandhi Public School in Bangalore, where is it located?
It is on the Sarjapur Road. It is on the southern part of the city, and it's very close to Wipro office.
Okay. So you offer a unique type of education, balancing the advanced digital education and value-based. So it's like between the modern and the ancient, you make a healthy balance to make a well-educated child, all-round.
And true. And also, they should have a connect with the nature. So
you're bringing eco and sustainability into the
exactly.
I mean, that's incredible.
The children, they learn their English alphabets from the names of the plants.
Excellent.
They themselves grow potato, green chilies right in the school.
So, on a certain portion of your time now is spent on developing the school education, this model eco-sustainability, digital and value-based. And then you're also known to be a magnet to attract investment industries and to help corporates edge over, giving them the latest advice and consultancy, a wide variety of industries, I would say.
Dr. Vijay, I had the chance of interacting with industry for long. In 2006, when I took over as the Industries Commissioner and the Export Commissioner in the state of the Karnataka, I saw that the general mindset of the Department of Industry was still not tuned towards attracting investments and bringing in the entrepreneurs to set up their businesses in Karnataka. So I had to, along with my team, of course, had to change the entire mindset. And you would remember that during 2010 or 11, many of the states had started organizing what is called as global investor meets.
Yes, yes, very much.
And at that time, Gujarat and Karnataka were one of the premier states. And now you find every state is organizing it on a regular basis. And there's a competition amongst the states to attract the investments.
Yeah. Since you've been on the other side of the fence, I would like you to pitch Bangalore versus Hyderabad and tell our viewers which is a better investment destination and why.
Well, this Hyderabad versus Bangalore story has been a very long story. I remember 2004 when the Chief Minister for the state of Karnataka was Shri S.M. Krishnaji, and Shri Chandrababu Naidu ji was heading the undivided Andhra Pradesh. And both were trying to attract the investments. And I would say both the cities have their own advantages. It depends upon whether the IT sector or the manufacturing sector, they find it more suitable in which particular destination. Bangalore, of course, has very distinct advantage of having a cosmopolitan culture and a number of very highly educated individuals as HRs are available. There are research and development institutes of many Fortune 500 companies there. So you name a sector called aerospace or precision engineering, or you find that you have a great talent there. And of late you will find that companies as varied as Shell, they have their global headquarters in Bangalore.
Yeah, a lot of Forbes 500 companies from United States have the headquarters in Bangalore, as well as they have the headquarters in Hyderabad. And so it's a healthy mix, I guess. And you have been at the helm of the industries in Bangalore. Would you still help and consult people who would want to set up their shop in Bangalore as part of one of your consulting activities today? How you could increase the corporate portfolio? Could you enlighten our audience on what type of services you would provide to an entrepreneur who would like to enhance his business, or somebody would like to start a startup in Bangalore? Or is your geographic field the whole of Pan-India and beyond?
I would answer to your question is yes, I would love to do that. And the canvas is whole of India. Of course, the primacy and the heart lies in Bangalore. And Bangalore and Karnataka have been an investor-friendly state. And increasingly, the ease of doing business is increasing. And it is also a heaven for the startups. And you find many young people all over India coming to Bangalore to set up their startups. I would be very happy to support any of the startups, particularly in the tech field of the GIS or education or health. And they need hand-holding not only for dealing with the governments, but also to get the credit as well as for the marketing. So in all these sectors, I can render my services to them.
It's very well said. India just witnessed the federal elections. Your state of Karnataka was a litmus test earlier because they had the assembly elections and there was a change of government from BGP to Congress. Now, and then how was that reflected in the Lok Sabha election which was recently held?
Well, as you said, that Congress had won the state elections with big margin and 135 seats. And then later in Lok Sabha, both the parties, of course, were trying to get the maximum seats. And
did they both die?
No, the BJP, of course, got more seats this time.
Did you get 12 versus 9, or what was the...
No, it was, I believe, 15 or so.
Yeah.
I mean, exact. And I would say that, yes, it happens. It's a democratic country. And I'm very happy to note your latest edition where you have written about the US election also. And the voice of the people of America will be known in November.
Absolutely right. Dr. Khatri ji, India today is being touted as an economic superpower. And they will say we're the next big, we would outbeat China. And of course, we know the Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the previous Prime Ministers included have poised India for this. What's your take on that subject?
Yes, I believe that India is on a path which is taking it to become an economic superpower. The digital mission, if you see the kind of payments are being done through the digital means, and the number of payments and the amounts being transacted are unbelievable. And secondly, the startup culture that has taken place or rooted very well in India, there a lot of youngsters are now looking towards entrepreneurship rather than being a kind of service provider to somebody. And along with that, look at the developments in the space sector. Look at the use of the data being used from the satellites or drones in this diverse sectors like agriculture, urban planning. So all these are indicators that not only technologically, but also economically, we are on the right path to be a really economic superpower.
You touched upon, Dr. Khatri, a very important subject close to my heart about agriculture. I feel that the IT industry is where everybody, the middle class of India, made their prosperity and economic gains, is now slowly fading away, and there's a lot of attention globally towards agriculture. Would you agree with me on that? And do you think that agriculture is the next focus? All global countries are focusing on high yield, on agriculture production, on digital nutrition, on artificial intelligence and innovation and mechanization of agriculture to make it process easier. What do you think about that scenario?
If you see traditionally in economic terms, as the countries develop.
You have served as Additional Chief Secretary Industries and Additional Chief Secretary Agriculture for the government of Karnataka and Bangalore. So you would have a better grip and see how this is. Are we in this 21st century and moving forward in 2024 and the years to come? Is this going to be a transitional shift from IT and manufacturing sector into agriculture? Is agriculture going to get more attention economically and become like a corporate industry?
I would go by the traditional classical theory of the development, where the country grows, the contribution to the GDP from agriculture reduces.
Wow.
And the manufacturing and the services sector takes over most of the GDP portion. However, in agriculture, I see the kind of trends which are coming in, that precision engineering or organic agriculture. There I find there's a lot of scope where traditionally the rice and wheat is being kind of replaced by millets or by the organic produce. However, for the food security of the general masses, we need to have a particular quantum of the cereals and food products, which as on today, with the available technological background, organic products are not able to fulfill. So I see that this trend will increase. You do hear a number of cases where the techies are coming to do agriculture, but then I believe it is a tactical move where they find that I can make a little more money. Maybe for carbon credits, I can kind of earn more money with the agriculture. But I don't see a trend like that, which you indicated.
Okay. Good. Mr. Khatri, apart from your multivarious, you're working for people in the government and the CSO sector, CSR and sustainability, and also you're an ardent advocate for use of tech in governance, which
Yes.
now is more or less become a parlance in governance.
Yes.
With the National Informatics Center in Delhi mandating the whole digital operations of all the state governments and micromanaging it to the panchayat level, trying to bring a digital administration. How would you say that our Prime Minister Modi is leading the country now?
I believe in the last 10 years or so, the kind of developments that we have seen in administration, not only at the federal level, but also at the provincial levels, as we call the state governments, are really very impressive. And not only they have yielded good results, they have also empowered a lot of people at the grassroots level. I'll give you an example. About
Please.
2013 or 14, I was working as the Secretary Disaster Management.
Oh, this has been
So,
Revenue Department.
so a lot of instances of drought or the flood affecting the crops used to happen. And at that time, the compensation to the farmers used to take a long time. The central team used to come, then the checks used to be distributed. The entire thing was being replaced by DBT, that is the direct benefit of transfers. So at that time, I used to take a weekly meeting of all the deputy commissioners or the district magistrate, as you said. And we opened 85 lakh, that is 8 million accounts of the farmers in the state of Karnataka.
Wow, that's an achievement.
And today, after 10 years, you have the GIS-based, geotagged health of the crops being measured. There are about 20 million agriculture plots in Karnataka, which were, with the use of app, we were able to see what is the health of the crops. And if something like this happens, very next week you can find out what would be the damage and what would be the compensation. And through DBT, it will be given to the farmers. Imagine the plight of farmers earlier. If your crop is damaged and you get a compensation after 3 months, your next season is also gone.
Correct.
And you have to raise the loan. So today, the things are definitely better.
That's great. One of the aspects of Prime Minister Modi's government is he has deployed retired bureaucrats as cabinet ministers. For instance, we have a former ambassador to US and IFS officer heading the ministry, cabinet level Minister for External Affairs. We have Mr. Hardeep Puri, who is also another IFS officer, used to hold the Housing and Urban Development Ministry, but now is holding an important ministry. We have Vaishnav,
Telecom and railways.
Telecom and railways and communications, important portfolios. He's an IAS officer, like
Yes.
So, do you think that this lateral use of retired bureaucrats or serving bureaucrats into the political arena as union ministers make the government more efficient?
Their contribution speaks for itself. So you see today where the railways is and how the external relations and the image of India across the globe. And you have been a witness to geopolitical situations throughout the globe.
And we also see now there's a big trend which we are seeing, witnesses even in the last Lok Sabha election, a huge surge of IAS, IPS and IFS officers. Take for instance Mr. Taranjit Singh Sandhu, who served as India's ambassador to USA and got an extension for 1 year. And then soon after his extension was over, he filed his papers as a BGP candidate for the Lok Sabha from Punjab, and he lost. This is a trend across. We have seen former Director General of Police resigning and applying for an MLA seat or MP seat. Do you think this is a healthy trend?
Well, Taranjit Sandhu is an esteemed batchmate of mine.
Oh,
And wherever you
Which
find.
batch were you, sir?
1988, I
1988.
entered. So he joined Indian Foreign Service and I joined Indian Administrative Service.
Okay.
We are from the same batch. And the key issue is, Dr. Vijay, the service to community. So how do you feel that you are the best suited to serve the community and the people? My own understanding now I feel is that even if when you are in the government as a government servant, I was able to collaborate with the CSOs or the not-for-profit organizations. Now, after retirement, I find, as I said, that my understanding of community service has deepened after interacting with you. And you have made me to meet some people like Krish, who have been doing human service for the community. So I would not attach much importance to through what means you want to do that.
Yeah, so I think after your careers, you want to continue that extension of service to the serving the people, and you think there's a good medium by being taking a political avatar. Now, would you be interested? That's what I was leading the question to. If called upon by Prime Minister Modi or your state government to serve in a active role, maybe as a governor of a state or a chairman of a commission, would you entertain that?
Yes.
Great, great. Because I think you have, since all your administrative experience, your field work, and knowing the people and the bandwidth of the people and being on the same wavelength as the people, it'll be an excellent choice to take up. And I think that's what bureaucracy is extending, because you all at 60 is not an age to retire, in my opinion. In America, people work up to 80. See our President Joe Biden, congressmen are all past 80 and they're still active. They're the chief executive of the United States of America. So I think age is just a number.
Thank you so much, Vijay, for suggesting that.
And we only hope that you get an international assignment or national assignment, because people like you are rare to come about, where you have your expertise and experience which can be used to empower people. Chief, now tell me, if you are to take 3 people out for dinner from the past or present, who would those 3 people be? So our viewers will have an idea of who your mentors are, who you look up to. You just give them an insight into your personality.
Wow, this is very interesting question, Vijay. Of course, the first person is my wife.
Wow, yes.
She has a great contribution in shaping what I am today.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Tell us, where did you meet her? Was it a love match, and which state she is from?
I was also born in Delhi, and she studied at IIT Delhi.
Wow, she's an IITian.
Yeah. And it was an arranged marriage. And of course, after arranged marriage, falling in love.
Yes.
And as you asked the previous questions, I'm a lifelong learner. So I would definitely like to go for dinner with the first space scientist of India, Dr. Homi Baba.
Homi Baba. Oh, yes.
Because I have been developing a keen interest in use of satellite imageries and the drone imageries in the public life. So that is what I would love to do that. Mm-hmm. And of course, the spiritual aspect, the yoga and meditation that I follow.
Yes.
I would like to definitely go with a yoga guru and talk about.
You have any favorite guru you would like to?
No, not so.
So Dr. Khatri says the 3 people he would like to take out for dinner from past or present. His wife, of course, who he owes a lot. She's an IIT Delhi alumni. And of course, Dr. Homi Baba, the nuclear scientist and our space scientist, the father of put where India is today in the space arena, and a spiritual and yoga guru. Yeah. Dr. Khatri, what are your pastime and hobbies? How do you spend it, if you have any time for them?
Yes, I do, of course, spend a lot of time on yoga and meditation. Along with that, old classical music and Bollywood music I listen to.
So music is a stress buster for you.
Yeah, Bollywood songs.
What's your favorite Bollywood song?
My singer, the favorite singer is Mohammad Rafi.
Oh, good.
And they're very. He has sung songs for all moods.
Yes.
So whether it is a very light mood or whether it is a kind of romantic songs.
Yes, that's right. So in 3 words, how would you describe yourself? 3 adjectives, Dr. Khatri.
First, of course, as I said, lifelong learner. Mm-hmm. The second, focused, but contented.
Excellent.
And the third would be the helpful. I always, you know,
Dr. Khatri describes himself in 3 words. The first is a lifelong learner. Second, he's focused and contented. And third, he's a helper. He loves to help people. So guys, you got the message out there. If you want something in Karnataka government, you know the person to go to, or any government, or any help, because you have one of his kind, Dr. Raj Kumar Khatri. Dr. Khatri ji, it was great having you in our interview. Thank you for your time. Good, in conclusion, what's your message to our viewers? It could be an advice, it could be a talk, whatever you want. You can just talk to them.
I would say leading a natural life, what you are, that gives you the happiness, as well as it is the best step to the success and prosperity.
Great. Thank you so much, Dr. Raj Kumar Khatri, for being on Dr. VGP Talk Show. And we are sure we will invite you to come back to our Global Icon Conclave. We are having a conclave. The Third World Divine Conclave is being held on September 6th and 7th in Chicago, where we have, since you said about the spiritual aspect, where we have all the heads of interfaith spiritual leaders congregating in a conclave. The first one was held in 2017 in Hyderabad. In 2019, we held it in Pusa, Delhi. And the third one, we couldn't do it because of COVID, but we're doing it now in 2024. Thank you so much, Dr. Khatri, for having you with us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Introducing Be Heavenly, where nature meets purity. Our 100% natural virgin cold-pressed oils are a blend of goodness and flavor. From coconut to sunflower, groundnut to sesame, safflower to mustard, we've got your culinary needs covered. Elevate your dishes with the essence of nature. Be Heavenly. Taste the difference today.